Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 48 of Serendipity. This one's titled Wedding Stress. Well, it did look that way, didn't it? Deku mused. He's the funniest little ball of fluff. I hope he doesn't act too much like a diva on the day, he chuckled. Both you and Deku paused and looked at each other, then spoke at the same time. He probably will. You both stopped again and then laughed, having a good chuckle together. A few short weeks leading up to the wedding were wonderful yet stressful, and you were starting to get a little frayed around the edges by the end of the second week. There was only 1 week to go. Babe, you called out to Deku as you walked down the hall with a paper in hand and a pen tucked behind your ear. Your eyes were scanning the paper as you held it up in front of your face, peering intently at it. Yes, baby, Deku called back from the lounge room. I think this works, you said, still looking at the paper. Can I see? He asked. You passed him the paper that had names and lines and circles all over it, with the tables laid out for the reception. Deku looked it over and shook his head, then pointed to 2 names. These 2 can't be together. They don't get along. Well, can you do the seating plan then? You asked with frustration in your voice. Every time I rearrange people, you tell me that it's not going to work. Okay, he nodded, and held his hand out for you to pass him the pen, which you did, and then you stood there with arms crossed, waiting for him to fix the table arrangements once and for all. He drew arrows and crossed names out, then scrunched his nose a little as he gave it one last look over, then nodded and handed it back to you. You took the paper and shook your head. You can't put her on this table, she won't know anyone. You pointed to an ex-work colleague of yours. Deku sighed and hung his head. Don't sigh at me like that. I'm the one that's been doing this stupid thing for the past week. Oh, I wasn't sighing at you, Deku said defensively, holding his hands up in front of himself. I'm sorry, we just don't seem to be seeing eye to eye on this. I'm getting really frustrated, you admitted, tears welling up along the lower lid of your eye, voice quivering a little. Deku saw you struggling and stood up to give you a hug. He held you in his arms and you took a few deep breaths in to calm yourself and then hugged him back. I'm sorry. I'm just so over this. There's still so much need to be doing, and there's not enough time to do it all in, he said sadly. I know this is a bad time, but the florist called and said they don't have any of the flowers in shop that you wanted, and they can't get any in until after the wedding date, and they asked if you could pick something else. You let out a devastated moan and burst into tears. Everything's going wrong, you wailed. We can't get the table seating right, no flowers, my dress fitting yesterday went terribly, and they need to adjust the bust size so the wedding dress will be ready 2 days before the wedding, which is cutting it really fine, and they only had bright orange wedding cards and the model we wanted. Venue now has imposed a curfew. We still need to organise the premarital counselling. I have an interview with you tomorrow for Hero Wise magazine, and it's going to cut my hair and makeup trial short and... Shh, Deku hushed you gently, patting the back of your head gently as he kept your face smooshed into his chest. It's okay. Let's sit down. I'll help you organise everything. You hiccoughed into him and nodded, wiping your eyes as you pulled back from his shirt. What was the first one? He asked gently, sitting down and guiding you into his lap. You crawled onto his thick thighs and snuggled into him, then rested your head on his chest, bringing up the mental list of items that had gone wrong. Okay, first of all, flowers. I don't know what other ones there are. What's in season? You sniffed. Let's look, he said, pulling his phone from his pocket and typing in the flowers for the season. Now, our theme colours are these. Let's find flowers that will complement that. He started scrolling through the pictures and you looked them over silently from his arms. What style was your wedding outfit? He asked. Let's see if someone has pictures of their flowers with the same style you're going for. That might help. You told him very vaguely what your outfit looked like, and he typed in what a basic flower colour would look like with that wedding outfit. Up came a multitude of different colours and flower types, and you pointed to a few pictures. Oh, I like the look of those flowers. They are... He clicked the link and scrolled down. This type of flower. I like those. They look nice. Are they in season? You asked. Yes, he nodded. And they do well in this weather too. That's perfect, you said with a smile, sitting up a little. Okay, cards? He then asked. Let's look up different models of cards that we like and see if we can hire any for the wedding day. For the next 45 minutes, Deku sat with you and methodically went through each of your grievances and helped to resolve them as best he could, and by the end of it, your heart was feeling a lot lighter and you were getting excited about the wedding again. "I'm sorry, I just got overwhelmed," you apologised to him. "That's okay. We're a team, remember? If you ever feel like it's getting too much, just come to me and I'll help," he said with an adorable smile. You threw your arms around his middle and squeezed him, grateful to have him with you. The day before the wedding was madness, and you and Deku took the day off together to run from one side of town to the other to make sure everything was set for the next day. Mostly everything was ready to go. The last few items of your list, things to complete, were slowly ticked off, and by 4 p.m, you and Deku had ticked off the very last thing and were ready to head home. "Oh my god, what a day," you sighed, pushing the front door to the house open. And there is the end of chapter 48. Stay tuned for chapter 49.